welcome to this week's edition of Inside Owl Athletics. I'm Justin Mahan. Keene State Volleyball is having the best season ever. The Owls broke the school record for the longest winning streak in program history against the UMass Dartmouth Corsairs on September 23rd. I went to practice this week to see how the team feels about this 15-0 start. Having the longest winning streak in school history doesn't faze this team. Being a 15-0 team, they go into every game with the same mindset, focusing on individual performance, one game at a time.
Before games, we all give our goals in the game, so I think we really focus on what our own individual goals are, and we've been really working on keeping a good mindset the whole time and pushing through, try not to get down.
Heading into this weekend, the team is doing more game-like exercises. Intensity during practice continues to increase day after day, and adding new training to their practice is something that they're used to.
You have to go in focused and ready to kick some butt. You can't just go in expecting any team to roll over for you, but I think it's a healthy balance of respect, but not freaking out about it, not getting to the point where you're worried about playing them. You just want to get out and play really good volleyball.
Although the team is heading into a challenging weekend for the streak, Coach Weiner says he's proud of his team and has enjoyed coaching them.
They're so much fun to work with. Plus, they're into it, they're funny, they support each other. It's really good.
The Owls look to continue their history-making streak as they take on Clark University on Friday and number 14 MIT on Saturday. We'll hear more from the preparation for this weekend when I sit down in studio with junior captain Neve Dodd later on in the show. And the women's soccer team wasn't able to pick up the win in Wednesday night's matchup against Middlebury. Middlebury took the lead early in the game, netting a goal after 2 minutes of play. The Owls looked to strike back a few minutes later, but the efforts from Taylor Farland were halted by Middlebury's goaltender Eva Sham. Despite the numerous offensive attempts from the Owls, it was all Middlebury throughout the game. Final score was Keene 0, Middlebury 5. The Owls are next in action against Southern Maine University on Saturday at 2 p.m. And the field hockey team extended its winning streak with a huge win over Salem State University Wednesday night. The Owls got on the board just 20 seconds into the game, and it was all Keene State from there. Goals came from all over the roster, including a hat trick from Jensen Dandino. The final score of that bout was Keene State 10 and Salem State 1. The team will be back in action as they take on Westfield State on Saturday at 2:30 p.m. The men's soccer team also had an impressive performance Wednesday night when they took on Western New England University. Western New England struck first and quickly when they scored just 19 seconds into the match. The Owls answered about 10 minutes later with a goal from Promise Capi and another shortly after from William Salta. The second half was back and forth play for most of it until about 4 minutes left in the game when junior Samuel Benegano scored to give the Owls a cushioned lead. Keene State came out on top 3-2 over Western New England. Then we'll be back on the soccer pitch on Saturday at Southern Maine beginning at 3 p.m. And the men's and women's cross-country teams will be back in action this weekend. They'll be running in the Keene State College Cross Country Invitational on Saturday at the Owl Athletic Complex. Both teams haven't competed since their solid performance at the UMass Dartmouth Corsair Invitational on September 10th. The men's team took 10th place out of 33 scoring teams, and the women's team took 14th out of 40 scoring teams. The Invitational will begin at 11 a.m. Your Keene State Athletes of the Week represent soccer and field hockey. Men's soccer player Promise Capi and field hockey's Allie McCall were both given the honor. Capi was given the title after recording both goals in an LVC comeback win over Western Connecticut State University. And McCall received the honor after registering 2 goals and an assist in the Owls' perfect week. Keene's volleyball team swept the board in this week's LVC Weekly Awards. Senior Rachel Lamica was named Offensive Player of the Week for the 3rd time this season. She was given the title after registering an average 5.25 kills and 2.25 digs per set, hitting .463 in Keene's 3-0 week. And Riley Bunker was named Defensive Player of the Week also for the 3rd time this season, averaging 5.67 digs per set in the Owls' 3-0 week. And Bailey Wilson received Rookie of the Week after averaging about 10 assists, 2.5 digs, and .63 service aces in the week's undefeated efforts. With an intense weekend ahead, the volleyball team has upped their intensity in practices, preparing for their matches against Clark University and nationally ranked MIT. Here to tell us more about the team's preparations and what they're doing to get ready for the weekend is junior captain Neve Dodd. Neve, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, before each game, each team member sets a personal goal as well as a team goal. What is the meaning behind those goals?
It's just basically for like the team to know what like everybody wants on the court and what we should all work for to ultimately like beat the team. Typically, like the team goals is like to stay up, like constantly cheer, stuff like that, coverage. But the individual is something like you want to work on throughout the game. So.
All right, and do those goals kind of do they change week to week, or do they normally stick with like a status quo?
Normally they're the same, but obviously if you're playing like different teams, your individual goal might be like, okay, well I see this person's hitting here, my goal is to get there. And same thing with the team goal. It might be like, okay, like they have a strong outside hitter, right side hitter. Our team goal is to like close the block.
All right, and I attended practice this week, got a chance to talk to Coach Weiner, and he mentioned that he's starting to incorporate new exercises and new exercises for practice. What are those new exercises that he's starting to implement?
Typically they're just like high intensity, and with like we have a tough weekend coming up, so we know they're going to be running like a fast offense, fast defense. So it's really just stuff like that to get us. They're constantly like moving drills, like you're never standing still. So it's really just us to become prepared for the rest of our season. It's going to be a tough upcoming couple of weeks.
Now Saturday, facing MIT, they're ranked 14th in the nation.
Yeah.
How is the team preparing for a team of that intensity?
Well, we know they like that, run a fast offense, but obviously every team has its weaknesses, so we're going to really try to pinpoint on those. And basically that's been what we've been working on in practice, is to really for us to accelerate on their problems.
Now we just talked about the team's preparations. How are you preparing going into the weekend?
Well, I know they are a very outside team, and they're very smart. So it's just one of those things. I know I need to just be fast, get up there, so I can almost be intimidating to them, so they can work around me and I not work around them.
So at practice, I saw Coach Weiner. He was racing a few of the players. How close are you to Coach, and how much of a mentor is he to the rest of the team?
Yeah, he's great, and he's one of those people, like you could go to him with any problems, and on and off the court, like if you have any like problems like in school, out of school, like he's definitely a good person to talk to.
Awesome. Well, Neve, thanks for joining us, and good luck this weekend.
Thanks.
Volleyball's next home match is Wednesday, October 4th against Emmanuel. Start time is 7 p.m. Up next, I've got your weekend sports outlook. There's a lot of action coming up this week across all teams. The volleyball team will be away all weekend, trying to keep their undefeated streak alive as they take on Clark University on Friday and number 14 MIT on Saturday. And both men's and women's soccer teams will be taking on the University of Southern Maine on Saturday. And field hockey looks to continue their winning streak as they play a critical LEC game against Westfield State on Saturday. And just a friendly reminder, you can watch all Keene State home games through the Owl Athletics website. Just go to KeenOwls.com, click the Game Day tab, and click Live Events. Again, that's KeenOwls.com, Game Day, then Live Events. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. I'm Justin Mahan, and I'll be back next week with another edition of Inside Owl Athletics.